So over the last decade, since I started Breaking 80, I have been extremely fortunate to be able to travel the world and play a ton of golf courses. So much so that I even publish every December my top 100 golf courses list, where I cover my favorite 100 golf courses in the world. I realized that it's been almost a year since I started this YouTube channel, and I haven't really talked about my favorite courses that much. So what we're gonna find today, I'm gonna share with you my 5 honorable mentions. These are my 11 through 15. These are the courses that just didn't quite make it into the top 10, but are still world-class, wonderful golf courses all the way around. Also, I'm gonna say this over and over again, but something I wanna point out, this is the list of my personal favorite golf courses. This is subjective. These are not the courses I think are the best designed golf courses. That would be a different list. So if you wanna know what some of my favorite golf courses are, these are the honorable mentions. These are the ones just outside the top 10. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Okay, for the first honorable mention on this list, we are gonna go with one that's not polarizing. There's not gonna be many people that are gonna argue this, and that is Bandon Dunes. The original course at Bandon Dunes Resort, were it not for this design by David McClay Kidd, the rest of the resort simply would not exist. What I love about this course is the routing. Basically, it starts inland, it gives you a little peek of the ocean, you work in, you get to the 4th hole, which might have the best reveal in all of golf when you're crossing the fairway and you get your first view of the ocean. You spend a little bit of time on the ocean, you come back in, you go back out to the ocean, you come back in. It's just a really cool vibe. It's a great links course, and it's one of my all-time favorites. Okay, for my next honorable mention, we're heading to the other side of the country to Long Island, which, as we all know, is a mecca of golf. Unfortunately, with the exception of like Bethpage Black, most of the really great golf on Long Island is private. And my next honorable mention is no exception. That course is Maidstone. Often Maidstone gets overlooked next to some of its neighbors like Shinnecock and National Golf Links and Sabonic, but there's something I just love about this course. It's small, it's not overly long, it's quirky. You're gonna find some unique elements. A lot of people say it's got a weak opening few holes that I actually tend to really like. But there's something about this club that just feels comfortable. It's by the water, it's fun, there's some really unique holes. The 9th hole I think is one of the best par 4s I've ever played, and the 14th, the par 3 looking out at the ocean, is also one of the best par 3s on Long Island. So unfortunately, it is exclusive, it is tough to play, but if you get the opportunity to, you definitely won't regret it. Okay, I'm looking at my list and I'm realizing a lot of the courses I talk about are very exclusive, they are hard to access, and I know there's gonna be people that are gonna ask the question, how do you get on so many of these courses? And the answer is, well, I've been running a golf blog for 10 years. You don't run a golf blog for 10 years, especially one about traveling to a lot of the best courses around the country, without meeting a lot of interesting and very generous people along the way. So I've had a lot of opportunities to play simply because I've been so consistent with building my website and building this brand over a long period of time. With that, I also recognize and apologize that some of these are going to be harder to access, but this is my personal list of my all-time top 10. I'll do another video sometime soon about my top 10 public courses. I also just looked at it, and despite my honorable mentions being very private golf course heavy, 6 of my top 10 are publicly accessible golf courses. So don't worry, there's a lot of great golf that you can still play if you're watching this being like, I don't have access to these any places. Who is this guy? This guy sucks. Like, screw you, guy. We're talking about a lot of public courses too, so keep an eye out for those. So with that said, honorable mention number 3, Gaza Ranch Golf and Lake Club in Coeur d'Alene. If you have never been to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, it is one of the most beautiful places you could ever go, and kind of under the radar, it's got some fantastic golf. You've got the floating green at the resort, which is one of the most well-known golf holes in the country. You've also got Circling Raven, which is a top 100 public course that I think is severely underrated. Across the lake, you've got Black Rock, which is one of the most insane, fun, over-the-top golf courses ever, and then you have Gaza Ranch, which kind of takes a little bit of everything and puts it all into one course that is incredibly fun to play. It's a high-end Tom Fazio design, so you know you're gonna have impeccable conditions, you know you're gonna have some fun holes, and you know you're gonna have some beautiful scenery. So whether it's the drop shot par 3 overlooking the lake number 3, whether it's the infinity green on 11, or my personal favorite hole, number 12, which is a shorter par 4 that gives you all kinds of options, this course is a ton of fun. And I'm kind of bummed I like it so much because honestly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna ever get the chance to play it again. Okay, 4th honorable mention, and that is Fisher's Island Club off the coast of New York. Part of the appeal to Fishers is the fact it is so difficult to get there. When I played it, I had to take a cab to Penn Station at like 1 in the morning. I got on a train at like 2 in the morning. I got to I think it's the New London train station in Connecticut at like 4 in the morning. I slept on a bench until my host showed up. We hopped in a car, we got on a ferry, and then we drove 10 minutes to the course once we got to the island. And once you're there, it is unbelievable. Fishers Island is a golden age design by Seth Rayner, and many will argue it is Seth Rayner's best golf course. Not only can you see the water from just about every hole, but it has some of the best template holes you're going to find. My personal favorite is the 9th Double Plateau. That is one of my favorite greens in the world. And you've also got the Latimer number 7, which isn't a traditional template, but it's one of my favorite holes at the course. If you get the chance to go out there, this is one of those drop everything and go types of rounds. Just make sure when you go, you have a plan for how you're going to get there, because honestly, it's one of the trickier courses to get to that I've ever played. All right, and to round out my honorable mentions, we're going with Muirfield Village outside Columbus, Ohio. In my opinion, this is the best golf course that Jack Nicklaus has ever built. Personally, I'm not usually a fan, as you're going to see from this list, of the just long, hard championship golf courses, but this is one that just felt special to me. Honestly, the whole place feels like Augusta Junior. Not only is it in pristine shape, but because of the Memorial Tournament every year, they've got all sorts of tournament infrastructure, so when you're there, you feel like you're like on a campus as opposed to just going to a golf club. It's got a unique variety of holes, the routing is great, it's a beautiful walk, you've got water, you've got bunkers, you've got trees, you've got all sorts of things to contend with, and it's just a really fun round of golf, even if it's kicking your butt. So that is one of my favorites, and that rounds out our list of my honorable mentions for my favorite golf courses in the world. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed a quick little peek into the types of golf courses that I enjoy. I apologize that 4 out of the 5 of these are private. They are not only private, they're very hard to access private courses. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna ever get the chance to play any of them again. But we got the top 10 coming up, so stay tuned. Later this week, I'm going to share with you my top 10 favorite golf courses of all time. And I'm curious to hear your thought on these. Have you played any of these? What was your experience like? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Drop a comment and let me know. My name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here, Breaking 80, where we talk about cool golf courses and cool golf products. If that sounds interesting, maybe do me a favor. Hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, do all the things. And if you want to be notified anytime we got a sweet new product to review or a sweet new course review, go to breaking80.com/hi, hop on our newsletter, and you're going to get all of the details. With that, I hope you have an excellent day, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.